If you're a normal or average teen in today's society, you probably have a numerous amount of bad habits. Huh?
Rebirth Bond.
Like, you probably know a lot of people will sit there gladly for 8 hours straight watching Vampire Diaries, saying, "Oh, Damon died," puffing away on their vape every 30 seconds while munching away on the Freddos. Now, we all know people like that, and maybe you're one of them. I understand that you guys need a relaxation day or complacency day there and then to help with your mental health. But when this complacent day becomes a daily thing, it's no longer a complacent day. It's complacency. Now, the thing about complacency, that can become a habit. So when you become complacent, you start doing the things what you would do as if it was a habit. You start watching Vampire Diaries for 8 hours, puffing away on your vape. You start eating Freddo bars or Maryland cookies or ordering junk food. And all these things are making you complacent. You're no longer doing what you need to do, regardless of how you feel. And this is the problem. So I'm assuming now your question is, how do I stop being complacent? Well, that's why I'm here, to help you guide your psyches and understand yourself better so then you become the best version of yourself. The first way to stop becoming complacent is through discipline. But we're not going to speak about discipline. We're going to speak about the habits what lead to this complacency and how to break these habits. Okay, the first way I realized how to actually break these bad habits is you need to not be able to actually see the bad habit you want to do. So if you have a vape on your side, you're more likely to actually use the vape. If the vape is in your pocket, you're more likely to use the vape. Back this up with some research as well. There was a study done where the people who had water on their desk when studying or had water by the time they woke up would drink more water than the people who had to go downstairs and actually get the water. What this is saying is if you make this thing go away and not visible, so it's invisible pretty much, you're less likely to actually perform the bad habit. And you can do this in numerous ways. You can put a block on your Netflix, you can delete the Netflix app. How I stopped going on Snapchat is I deleted the app, and when it was invisible, I no longer got the urge to go onto the app because it wasn't there. And there was that odd thought of re-downloading it, but I was able to diffuse from this thought. Now that's the power of making it invisible. Now what I just spoke about Snapchat is that's the same thing as making friction between performing this bad habit. So if you delete Snapchat, you have to re-download it, you have to log into your account, and it's just a lot more effort to actually perform that bad habit of going on social media. So if you do this with other actions, such as if you want to buy a vape and you have an ID, you delete the picture on your phone, because I know a lot of you have a picture on your phone and you show that. I don't know how that works, by the way. Or you get rid of the ID you have and you're like, oh no, I need this ID for... No, you don't. You need it for the bad habits you want to do. So get rid of that ID and it will increase the friction you need to actually get the vape. And my friend of mine suffered from buying a lot of weed. She was actually suffering from buying a lot of weed. And I told her, if you want to break this bad habit of buying a lot of weed and smoking it, you need to delete their number. Because what she knew is that if she deletes the number, she's not going to be able to get it back. And this increased the friction. And as soon as she did it, she doesn't smoke weed anymore. Now, last one is a bit of a hard one because it requires a lot of thinking, and thinking requires a lot of energy, especially in today's age where we're so numbed and our brains are so stimulated that we can't even think properly anymore. It's changing your mindset when it comes to these bad habits. So if you want to vape and puff on your vape every 30 seconds, you need to think of the bad things that will happen in the future when this happens. Now, a lot of people don't think like this. You might think, oh, I think like this when I still do it, but a lot of people don't think like this. When you puff on your vape, think of 20 years down the line, you're going to be coming with so many illnesses. Like, I believe I'm not even going to have competition. I want to go into business when I'm older, or now, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to have any competition in 20 years. I'm not going to have any business disputes or any of that because most of my competition are going to be struggling on their health. They're going to be more primarily focused on their health, that I'm not going to have any competition. And that's just crazy to me because you think about it, everyone puffing on their vapes 24 hours a day, you're going to have some heart problems. You're going to have some lung problems. And I know the truth hurts, but this is the truth to it. So if you care about your future and your health, you need to start reevaluating your values and realizing the bad things will happen when you do this bad habit. If I sit and watch Netflix for 8 hours, that means I'm not going to get my college work done, or I'm not going to get that homework done set by my university, or I'm not going to have them 8 hours back to create the business I've been wanting to start up for the last 2 years. So it is really that simple of just reevaluating thinking. It's thinking. A lot of you guys struggle with thinking, but you need to think. If you do not think, you're not going to be able to get far in life. I know a lot of you care about getting that success and having that fame, holding on to these materialistic and consumable things. These things don't provide you any value to your life. When you vape, it does not provide you any value. When you eat that junk food full of 10 teaspoons of sugar, it does not provide you any value. So think before you act. That's the main message here.